How did a friendly prank turn into you getting a high-paying job? My friend Ava bet me $100 that I couldn't walk into a luxury hotel and convince people I was some kind of executive. It sounded ridiculous, which is exactly why I said yes. The next morning, I bought a blazer from a thrift store, borrowed my mom's old briefcase, put my hair in a tight bun, and practiced looking annoyed in the mirror for 20 minutes. Because apparently if you look stressed enough, people assume you're important. I walked into the hotel lobby like I owned half the building. Nobody stopped me. Not the receptionist. Not security. Nobody. I nodded at random employees and they nodded right back. At that point, I was already mentally spending my $100. My plan was simple. Get a few photos. Send them to Ava. Leave. But then I noticed a conference room packed with people in suits. There were banners everywhere, laptops open, coffee stations set up. Clearly some huge corporate event was happening. And before I could turn around, a man rushed over and said, "There you are! We've been waiting for you." I immediately looked behind me. There was nobody there. He meant me. I should have corrected him. Instead, I smiled and said, "Sorry I'm late. Worst decision of my life. Or maybe the best." The guy escorted me into a private meeting room where about 30 people were sitting around a giant table. The second I walked in, everyone went silent. Then they started clapping. Why were they clapping? I had no idea. Apparently they thought I was the consultant they had hired months ago. A consultant I had never heard of. They asked me to sit at the head of the table. I sat. Someone handed me a presentation remote. I took it. Then a woman said, "We're excited to hear your strategy." My strategy? I didn't even know what company this was. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I started saying the most generic business phrases imaginable. Things like, "We need to focus on efficiency." Everyone nodded. "Communication is key." More nodding. "We should maximize opportunities while minimizing risks." A guy actually wrote that down. For the next hour, I basically generated corporate nonsense at a professional level. Every time someone asked a difficult question, I replied with another vague statement, and somehow they loved it. The meeting ended with a standing ovation. A standing ovation for absolutely nothing. As I was preparing to escape before reality caught up to me, the CEO pulled me aside. My heart dropped. I figured this was the moment everything fell apart. Instead, he said, "We've interviewed dozens of experts over the years, and nobody has explained things as clearly as you." I didn't know how to respond. Then he handed me his business card and offered me a job, a real job, with a salary that was more money than I had ever seen in my life. Turns out the actual consultant had missed their flight. The company thought I was her replacement. I eventually confessed everything. The CEO laughed for about 30 seconds straight. Then he said something I'll never forget. "Anyone who can walk into a room full of executives, completely unprepared, and leave with everyone believing in them deserves a position here." I've been working there for 2 years now, and Ava still owes me that $100.